Let's delve into a case study of the Linux kernel architecture. We will be exploring the architecture and key components of the Linux kernel, which is the core that powers millions of devices worldwide, from embedded systems to supercomputers. The Linux kernel is a monolithic, Unix-like operating system kernel that was created by Linus Torvalds in 1991. It serves as the core interface between hardware and user applications. It also manages system resources, including the central processing unit, memory, input-output devices, and file systems. The Linux kernel is open source, operating under the GNU General Public License, often abbreviated as GPL. It powers Android, Chrome operating system, embedded systems, servers, and supercomputers. The Linux kernel employs a monolithic design, where all core functions operate in kernel space with direct hardware access. It also uses a modular approach, supporting loadable kernel modules, often abbreviated as LKMs, that can be added or removed at runtime without rebooting. The kernel provides a system call interface, which is a stable application programming interface, often abbreviated as API, for user applications to request kernel services. Additionally, it features hardware abstraction through architecture-dependent code, separating hardware-specific implementations from core functionality. Linux represents processes using the task underscore structure, often called task struct, which contains all process information. The completely fair scheduler, often called CFS, allocates central processing unit time fairly among processes. The process creation uses fork and clone system calls to create new processes. Threads are implemented as processes sharing resources. Linux provides virtual memory, giving each process its own virtual address space, isolated from other processes. It uses a paging system with multi-level page tables to map virtual addresses to physical memory. For memory allocation, it uses a buddy system for physical memory allocation and a slab allocator for kernel objects. It also extends available memory through swap management, moving least used pages to disk when physical memory is low. Lastly, the out-of-memory, often abbreviated as OOM, killer terminates processes when the system is critically low on memory. The Linux kernel uses a virtual file system, often abbreviated as VFS, providing a common interface for different file systems, allowing transparent access to various storage types. It has an inode structure, which is a core data structure that stores metadata about files, such as permissions, size, timestamps, and data block pointers. It also uses page cache, improving performance by caching file data in memory to reduce disk input-output operations. Journaling tracks pending changes to ensure file system consistency after system crashes. Some of the file systems used are extended 4xFS, B-tree file system often called BTRFS, flash-friendly file system often called F2FS, NT file system often called NTFS, and file allocation table 32 often called FAT32. Device drivers in Linux kernel have a modular architecture, meaning they can be compiled as loadable kernel modules, often abbreviated as LKMs, or built directly into the kernel. They are organized by device classes such as character devices, block devices, and network interfaces. They use a unified device model with SYSFS for hardware representation and management, providing consistent interfaces for applications regardless of underlying hardware. Also, it supports dynamic addition and removal of hardware through user device, often called UDEV. The networking stack provides a standardized application programming interface, often abbreviated as API, for applications to access network services through the socket interface. It includes complete implementations of Transmission Control Protocol/Internet Protocol, often abbreviated as TCP/IP, User Datagram Protocol often called UDP, and other network protocols. It provides network namespaces, isolating network resources for containerization and virtualization. It also enables traffic control through advanced quality of service, often called QoS mechanisms for bandwidth management and packet scheduling. Some of the protocols supported are Internet Protocol version 4, Internet Protocol version 6, Transmission Control Protocol, User Datagram Protocol, Internet Control Message Protocol, and NetFilter. Linux has traditional Unix permissions and extended attributes for file access control. Security-enhanced Linux and AppArmor are mandatory access control, often called MAC, systems that enforce security policies beyond standard permissions. Linux uses capabilities, fine-grained privileges that divide root's power into smaller, specific permissions. It has secure computing mode, often called SecOmp, which restricts system calls available to processes, limiting potential attack surface. It also provides namespaces and control groups, often called groups, that isolate processes and control resource usage for containerization security. The Linux kernel is focusing on hardening the kernel against vulnerabilities with improved memory protection and exploit mitigation techniques, and enhanced security. Performance optimization includes ongoing work to reduce latency, improve scalability, and optimize for modern hardware architectures. Expanding real-time features for industrial automation, automotive systems, and time-sensitive applications will improve real-time capabilities. Making further improvements to containerization, virtualization, and cloud-native infrastructure support is crucial for cloud and virtualization. The Linux kernel continues to evolve through its open-source development model, adapting to new hardware, security challenges, and use cases while maintaining its position as the foundation for countless computing systems worldwide. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.